Shortly after finishing last week's video, my sister and I packed up and went to go visit my mom. One of the main reasons we were visiting is because she wanted me to help her build this rack for her monstrous tomatoes. Personally, I say steroids, PEDs, that sort of shady business, but I won't sling accusations until I have proof. And turns out I was just a set of hands to get work done. She wasn't even open to suggestions on how to build it. And you think she helped? No. She stood there like a supervisor, just making sure I followed her exact guidelines. When it came to pounding these things into the ground, you think she had a sledgehammer? Of course not. I had to improvise with a 2x4, and well, these soft typing palms, they felt the consequences of that. And then, to top it all off, she had the gall to go gossip with the neighbor lady while I was working. I do too much. I do too much. But I did have my own little moral victory. In exchange for all this pain and suffering that I've been put through, you can hear Mom laughing in the background because she's been the one putting me through this misery. I am, ooh, these are tasty tomatoes.
Very good. There's a few more. They're very, very sweet.
A moral victory for my selflessness. What do you have to say?
Thank you so much for coming and doing all the hard work for me.
No, you're supposed to say mean things.
Oh, I don't have any mean words right now when I get help like this.
You too. Seems like I've been caught up in a little fib here. Perhaps manufacturing this narrative a little bit. Alright, well, let me get to work. All jokes aside though, I really have been doing way too much. I meant to do this just one night, where I go ahead and I fix up this pants pattern from that 6-part series. But I've literally been working from when I get up to when I go to bed. And so I've decided, you know what, this week's video, I'm going to take that time and focus on making those fixes. This is a selfish episode, so this is what, part 7? So the first order of business here is that I want to add a little bit of height on the waist. One of the kind commenters on YouTube, I should have done the homework, but thanks to post, the name will be here. They pointed out that my waist in the front was sitting a little bit low, and then as soon as she did, obviously I immediately noticed it. So 3/4, that would be about here. Just connecting the back to the front, and just an ever so gentle slope is all I need. All right. Over the last few years, I've been freelancing rather than having a day job, and part of that is building up a client base, and it's been a little bit of a struggle. It's been some tight months there. But over the course of this year, it's really started to ramp up. And so one of the problems is that I haven't said no to anyone or any opportunity. And as a result of that, I've literally just been working. So I got to scale that back a little bit now. There will always be more work, but I do have to live. I can't just work. Mind you, the bank account's looking gorgeous. Don't get me wrong. Ooh, it's nice in there now, but I don't have a life. The waist in the front goes up a little bit now. Because I added 3/4 of an inch to the front waist, I also have to lengthen my fly as well. Trace around the outside. Bring it up by 3/4 of an inch as well. Now I am going to Boom. This is the front pocket, and now this is the full front pocket. So in theory, I don't need both sides because they're just a duplicate of each other. So I'm going to trim this in half. So put that there. But for this one, I want to adjust to fit that side slit style pocket. So I went down 1 inch, if I recall correctly. So we go 7 there. And then I need to bring it in by about, let's say 3/4 of an inch. Draw out that line. Just curve, straight line, because that's the seam. And then curve and round in. Round. Okay, that's my hidden front pocket. I also need to pattern out, where'd my ruler go? Ruler, where are you? Ruler, where are you? Maybe I'm the chump in this situation. Next up, the back pocket, and this is literally just one rectangle for this piece here, and then one piece for the actual pocket, so square and a rectangle. Now, one of these jobs that I took on was for this agency that wanted me to help launch a big product. And part of the deal was that I had to go in and work out of their office every day. Now, mind you, the reason I initially went freelance was because I didn't want to work out of an office, but I figured, for that kind of money, all right, you know what, why not, let's do it. And a very valuable lesson I learned is that no matter how much money I get paid, very quickly, the excitement of that fades off, and I found myself just getting more and more frustrated with time. And also, I find that working out of an office is just, especially in my industry as a web and graphic designer, is very time-consuming and an ineffective use of my time. Needless to say, that's going to be over by the end of this month. I put an end to it. Thankful for the experience. Learned something by it. Won't be doing that again anytime soon. I also wanted to get out this summer a little bit more, and that obviously hasn't been happening. And I'm realizing how important it is that I get out and just do things, because balance is key. I feel like I'm having a little therapy session of my own here. Look at you go. This is fantastic. Keep this up and then just don't ever come back to see me again. Please. Pocket. I should probably put an arrow which way is up and down, this way and that way. And then finally, the waistband, and I turned to these shorts because what I realized what they did was rather than just having a straight waistband, it's actually a curve, and then what that does is it tapers it in on either side. And knowing me and how skinny I am and my stomach curves in under the ribs, like a lady. So let me start by measuring out half the pattern, so one back piece and one front piece, because this again I only need half, and I can fold the fabric when I cut it out for double. 10 inches, 7.5 for 17.5, plus the overlap, which is about 2 inches, so that would only be 1, which means it's 18.5. Okay. Again, I want to just gentle taper. I don't want to go crazy here. Trim this out. All right, boom. Did forget one thing. Very simple though. Belt loops. What do I need them? So let me measure here. 2 inches plus overlap on either side. 1 1/4. That should be plenty. And then 2 3/4 in lengths. All right, belt loops.
Checking in with Corn Scrubs.
Do you remember when you were a kid and some little dweeb on the playground would say, "Did you know that tomatoes are a fruit and not a vegetable?" Here's the thing about fruits. Fruits have to be pollinated. Now, again, these haven't even bloomed yet, so this is a non-issue, but there's 2 ways that can happen. A, through wind, which, well, in this lovely apartment of mine, there is no wind. And the other option is through bees, and, well, yeah, no bees in this apartment either. So, even if, by the off chance these things had grown well, there would never have been tomatoes to begin with. Oh, geez. Yeah.
I just wanna hold that wrong. You just tryna be that one. So the lie in the dick. I already know that tongue. Yeah, yeah.